Hi guys, it's me Akanksha. Welcome to Come Code Conquer. Today we'll be talking about data types in Python. This is one of the fundamental topics that is required for us to learn in any programming language. We will also see the significance of a data type and learn how to create these data types in Python. We will also have separate videos for each data type in which we will cover how amazingly Python has provided built-in operations on these data types for us to use. But before we start with data types, let's first understand what is data. In Python, everything takes the form of an object. An object can be anything and everything around us. So in real world, a car, a chair, a laptop, a pen, a rocket are all objects. To represent these objects and their properties in our program, we require data types and also other different constructs like classes, which we will see in later videos. For time being, we just need to remember that any value given to computer for processing is called as data, which can be anything, a number, a text or a file. And these different kinds or categories of data are called as data types. Knowing the data type required for our problem statement makes it easier for us to apply different calculations and formulations on our data. Knowing the right data type also saves us computer's memory, in turn making our code more efficient. Python provides very powerful built-in data types with really cool operations already written. So we don't have to bother writing them. We can just use them and get our task done. So let's see these data types one by one. So there is numeric, string, list, tuple, set, boolean, and dictionary. So let's talk about numeric types. When we want to work with numbers, we require numeric data type. There are three types of numeric types: integer, float, and complex number. Integers are positive or negative numbers without a decimal point. Integers can be of any length in Python. So let's define an integer variable. Let's say my underscore num is equal to 56, which is an integer value. And let's print it by typing print my underscore num. When we run it, we get 56 as our output, which is the value of this variable my underscore num. Now, how do we know that Python has taken this value as integer? With the type function that we have seen in our previous video. So let's print out the type of my number. Let's say print type in the bracket my underscore number, which is our variable. And let's print it. We get int in our output, which is the short form of integer. So the next one is float. Float are numbers with decimal points. So if I change my value from 56 to 58.8 suppose. So let's confirm the type of this variable again and we get float as our value now. In Python, a float number is accurate up to 15 decimal points. So the next one is complex number. A complex number is represented as C is equal to A plus BI, where A is the real part of the number and BI is the imaginary part of the number. In real world, we have seen the application of complex numbers in physics, like representing an electric circuit or electromagnetic waves and quantum physics. So we can see how Python is a general purpose language and can be used in nearly every field. So let's define a complex number in Python. Let's say my complex number is equal to 3 plus 6j. This is how it is represented in Python. Now let's print this value, my underscore complex number. We get it here as the value of this variable. Now let's print the type of it. Let's say print type of my complex number. Let's run it and it says complex. So these were all numeric types. Now let's see the string data type. Now string is a collection of characters enclosed in quotes. It can be single quotes or double quotes or even triple quotes for multi-line strings. So let's define a string. let's say my underscore value is equal to some code conquer, and let's print it. My underscore value, it says the same value as we have defined it. So let's also print out the type to check if Python has taken this value as string. Yes, it is str, which is the short form for string. Double quotes is also valid in Python, and it's mainly used when you have a single quote in your string. So let's say my underscore value is equal to come code conquers Python tutorial. So let's print this value. Let's clear. So let's print my underscore val. You can see that the single quote is printed as it is. So when you declare a string in double quotes, it knows that the single quote inside the string is not the end of the string, so it prints the single quote as it is and vice versa. So if I do single quote at the beginning and end of the string and type double quotes here, then it will print the double quote as it is. Right? Now let's print out the multi-line string. Let's say I change this value to this is a fun tutorial on Python fundamentals. Now let's print the value of this. You can see the spaces and the new line has been printed as it is in this string. There is an amazing variety of string operations available for us, like accessing the characters from a string, calculating the length of a string, adding or deleting and modifying a string, which we will see in the video tutorial dedicated only to strings. So let's move on to the next built-in type, which is list. Now list is a sequence of items. It's created by placing all the items in square brackets and separated by commas. So let's go ahead and define a list. Let's say my list is equal to, in square brackets, 21, 58, 78, 5. So let's print this list and also print the type of it. So here, the list is printed as it is, and the type of this variable is list. It can also have different types of data. So let's define a new list called as my mixed list in square brackets 21, a string value, a floating point value, an integer value, and let's print it. Let's also print the type of it. Here we see our mixed type is printed, and also the type of the variable is list. A list can also have another list as an item, and it is called as nested list, which is a list inside a list. So let's again define a new list which says nested list, and let's type 21 code another list in square brackets which says 1, 2, and 3. Also another floating point value. Let's print it. So here, let's also print the type of it. It will also give us the same output as other lists, which is list type. So this is our nested list and the type of this variable is list. So the next type is tuple. Tuple is exactly like a list, that is, it is also a collection of items. The only difference is that it cannot be modified once it is created, that is, it is immutable. It is represented using round brackets and the same as list. Let's go ahead and define a tuple. Just say my tuple is equal to, in the round brackets this time, say 38, 78, 95, 5. So let's print my underscore tuple and also print the type of it. We have it here. The tuple is printed and the type is tuple. The next data type we have is a set. A set is also a collection of items, but distinct items. Let's see by defining a set. It is done using curly brackets as we would write in mathematics. So let's say my set is equal to, in curly brackets, 38, 56, 79, 5, 78, 56, 38. So here we see there are 7 items in our set. Let's print the set. Instead of 7, only 5 elements are printed here in our output. Why? Because 38 and 56 are repeated values. So here we see that the items are not repeated when we print the set. Duplicated items are eliminated. Now since a set is an unordered list, it is not possible to access or change an element of a set. However, it is possible to add or remove an element. Now let's see the next data type, which is Boolean or bool in Python. Boolean values are either true or false. They are used when there are conditions or expressions that need to be checked. So evaluating an expression in Python gets us one of the two answers, which is either true or false. So let's take an example to check if variable A is greater than variable B. So let's say A is equal to 9 and B is equal to 56. So how to check an expression in Python? It's very simple. Just type print A greater than B. Now we know the answer that A is not greater than B. So the output of this would be false. And here we get it false. Why? Because A is 9 and B is 56. So A is not greater than 56. It's also possible to assign this value to a Boolean variable. We just need to type the variable name and assign this expression to it. Let's say is underscore greater is equal to A greater than B. Now when we print is underscore greater, we get the output as false because A is less than 56 and not greater. Now when we print the type of this is greater variable, we get it as bool, which is the short form for Boolean in Python. Let's get on to the next data type, which is dictionary. Dictionary is also a collection of items which has key value pairs. So let's create a dictionary. It is specified using curly brackets like a set. The key value pairs are bound together using a colon and the values are separated using commas. So let's say my dictionary is equal to, in curly braces, let's say our first key is 1 and the value of it is, let's say, hockey. The next key value pair is 2, cricket. And the third one, let's define it as badminton. Now let's go ahead and print this dictionary. And let's see the output. Here, all the values of our dictionary is printed. Let's also check the type of this dictionary. And it says DICT, which is dictionary. We can also have different types of keys. Let's say my dictionary is equal to 1 is, let's keep it as it is, hockey. Next one is name, which is a string now. Let's define it as John. Let's keep the third one as it is. Let's say badminton. So again, when we print this, we get the output. It is possible in Python to have different kinds of keys where we first define this as integer, the next one as string, and the third one as integer again. Dictionary can also contain a list as a value to a key. So let's say my dictionary is equal to hockey. The next value as it is, let's say name is John. And then the third value as, let's just say 3. And here we type out our list again. And now let's print it. We get our output with all the values in our dictionary. So these were the built-in data types in Python, and now we are quite familiar with the creation of these types. In the next video, we would be seeing a variety of string operations and everything related to strings in Python. It's going to be really fun, so stay tuned. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos related to coding. If you have any queries, please feel free to comment below. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon to come code with me and conquer the world.